In November 2012, a fisherman left the coast of Mexico for what was supposed to be a 2-day fishing trip. He wouldn't see land again for 438 days. This is the true story of Jose Salvador Alvarenga, a man who drifted over 6,700 miles across the Pacific Ocean with almost no food, no water, and for most of the journey, no one else alive beside him. What happened to him afterward is just as strange as how he survived. Alvarenga was 33, an experienced shark fisherman who'd worked the waters off Costa Azul, Mexico for years. On November 17th, his usual fishing partner couldn't make the trip, so he brought along a 22-year-old day laborer named Ezequiel Cordoba, who had almost no experience at sea. A storm was building on the horizon, but Alvarenga had weathered plenty before. They decided to risk it and stay out fishing. It was a decision that would change both of their lives forever. The storm hit hard and lasted for days. Massive waves flooded the boat's engine, killing it completely. With no motor, no oars, and no sail, the two men were left completely at the mercy of the wind and current. They could still see the mountains of the coastline in the distance, just 24 kilometers away. Then the wind shifted and pushed them the other way. Within hours, the coastline disappeared behind them entirely. A search party was organized back on shore, but after 5 days, with the boat already carried hundreds of kilometers out, the search was called off. With no food or clean water left, the two men had to find a way to survive completely from the ocean itself. Alvarenga had fished since childhood, and he knew how to catch fish with his bare hands. No hook, no line, just patience and speed. Seabirds began landing on the boat to rest, mistaking it for a safe perch. Alvarenga would lie perfectly still, then grab them by the leg before they could fly off. They drank rainwater when it fell, and when it didn't, they drank turtle blood, and eventually their own urine, just to survive another day. Cordoba's body couldn't handle it the way Alvarenga's could. By the 4th month, he was growing weaker, and after eating a bird that turned out to carry something toxic, he became violently ill. He stopped eating almost entirely after that, and slowly his body gave out. Alvarenga kept his body on the boat for 6 days, unable to let go. Alone for the first time in nearly half a year, he later admitted he considered ending his own life. Instead, he made a choice to keep going and gently released Cordoba's body into the ocean, keeping a promise he'd made to never eat him, no matter how desperate things became. For the next 10 months, Alvarenga was completely alone, drifting across one of the largest oceans on Earth. He tracked time by counting the phases of the moon, since he had no calendar and no way to mark the days otherwise. At one point, he even adopted an injured bird, keeping it in his makeshift shelter and feeding it, just to have something alive to talk to. He spotted massive cargo ships passing in the distance more than once. He waved. The crews sometimes waved back, and then kept sailing, never realizing or never able to stop for the man slowly starving on a tiny drifting boat below them. 438 days after leaving the coast of Mexico, Alvarenga finally spotted something on the horizon that wasn't open water. Mountains. As his boat drifted closer, he cut away the buoys tied to the back, dove into the water, and swam the rest of the way to shore himself. He'd landed on a remote islet in the Marshall Islands, nearly 11,000 kilometers from where his journey began. He later said he hit the sand, felt the waves behind him, and simply fainted from relief, no longer caring what happened next, because he knew he'd finally made it. When Alvarenga's story broke, most of the world assumed it had to be exaggerated or completely made up. No one believed a person could survive over a year adrift with almost nothing. But researchers at the University of Hawaii, along with independent oceanographers, later studied ocean current data and drift buoy patterns from that exact period, and confirmed that a journey matching his route was entirely possible. Alvarenga even passed a polygraph test that his lawyer arranged to help silence the accusations that he was lying about the entire ordeal. Shortly after a book was published about his survival, Cordoba's family sued Alvarenga for $1 million, accusing him of resorting to cannibalism to survive. Alvarenga strongly denied it, saying he'd promised Cordoba's mother he would never do such a thing, no matter what happened. There was no evidence found to support the accusation, and the lawsuit eventually fell apart. Still, the accusation followed him for years, a strange and painful footnote to a story that was already almost impossible to believe. Jose Salvador Alvarenga survived longer at sea, alone, than almost anyone in recorded history. He returned to a body suffering from anemia, a newly developed fear of water, and a media storm he never asked for. Within weeks, his name faded from headlines, replaced by whatever came next. But his story remains one of the most extraordinary tests of human survival ever documented.